everybody, what's going on? I'm Austin, and today it's time for a brand new video. So this is going to be kind of interesting. This is going to be just a random room tour. It's pretty casual, nothing too fancy. As you know, this isn't something I do on a regular basis, like this whole vlog style thing. This is kind of new to me. So you guys get to see, it's going to be a whole like MTV Cribs, how I record my videos on a regular basis, and you can see what my studio / den looks like. So let's just jump right into it. But first, actually, let me just say that I want to apologize for the lack of videos for the last couple of weeks. The last 2 weeks I haven't posted because I've just been super busy with school and something's come up and I just have been unable to post. So I'm really sorry about that. I'll get this video out as soon as possible, and I'll be posting a lot more during reading week because I'll have a lot more time just to film my videos and such. I'm in university, so I'm just super busy right now, but there will be more uploads on the way. So moving on, let's just jump right into my actual setup. So here is my den. It's quite straightforward. I've got my desk over there with all my school / gaming stuff, whatever. Got my piano on the left. I'll get to that later. I know it's kind of random in my den. My book collection on the top left here, which is pretty important to me. And last thing is going to be the whiteboard. So let's just walk around the room, starting from the right here. So the whiteboard is honestly the best thing I have in this room. I bought it during the Christmas break, and it is honestly, it's served me so well. Mainly because nowadays in university and some high schools, whenever you do your homework, you can actually just post it. Like you can submit it via like pictures. So whenever I do all my calculus and stuff, because I make a lot of mistakes when I do calculus, obviously. So whenever I erase my stuff and redo it all, it doesn't damage the paper. I can literally just take a picture of the whiteboard, submit it as a JPEG, and then we're pretty much good to go. It's really straightforward, and I would recommend it. It's just so great for notes and homework and organizing your time. I just love using whiteboard for everything now, and I can't imagine not having it in my den. So anyway, moving on, next up, we've got my actual setup itself, which is probably gonna be the most interesting part of this video for sure. This setup is quite old. Well, sorry, the computer is quite old. The actual setup itself is relatively new. So first things first, I got dual monitors, as you can probably tell. They're the identical monitors, which is quite nice. They're Samsung, I don't know what the model number is, I'm sorry, 23 something, because they're both 23 inches. They're both curved, which is sick, as you can probably tell here maybe. There is a slight curve, nothing too major, but they are curved. I am a huge fan of curved monitors, and I probably will never go back because they just look gorgeous. The quality isn't like, they're 1080p, they're like 2 or 4 millisecond lag, so they're not like amazing for gaming, they're just good enough. I'm not a huge enthusiast when it comes to playing like CSGO with the max frame rates and the max millisecond lag and stuff, lag, delay, whatever. But no, they can definitely get the job done for editing my simple tech tutorials, so that's pretty sick. Next up here is going to be my actual peripherals. So I got a Razer Black Widow keyboard and a Razer Death Adder mouse. I've had them both for like 7 years, but the mouse just started breaking on me like literally 2 days ago. It started clicking randomly when I start just hovering around stuff, which sucks. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one. But yeah, it's served me well for the last couple of years. Maybe Razer will send me a new one because they have a pretty good warranty on their stuff. Next up for my audio, I had got my Razer Astro Mix Amp Pro, which I got this with my Astros that I bought like a year or two ago. Fortunately, they broke, which sucks. They were super flimsy, unfortunately, but this thing is great because it takes an optical and USB, as you can see there, and then it can output to auxiliary. So I have it right now running to my speakers over there, or I can have it running to my headset. So this is the Razer Electra V2 headset that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. This still is my daily driver. It's really sick. Let me know if there's any other headsets you want me to review out there, but these things have been quite good to me for the last several months now. Would recommend. Anyway, moving on, my speakers. So, my speaker, I should say. This is a Razer. Man, I've got Razer on my mind right now, I swear to God. This is a Monster Superstar Blaster, which is probably the most lame name for anything ever. What's it called? The Superstar Monster Blaster. I'm not sure if you can see that on the side of the actual speaker. Whatever, this thing was super premium. It sounds great. It was literally for like $400. I got it for a really good deal though on like Black Friday. But the only thing that sucks about this thing is that there is no moderately quiet setting. There's literally only blaring loud and nothing else. So in order for to actually use this thing in my basement without waking up everything in my house, I have to hook it up to a small little mix amp. Then I adjust the volume with this versus the actual volume adjustment on the back of this speaker, because it's just way too loud. Even on the most quiet setting, it shakes my table and it's super distracting. So it's a sick speaker. When I used to use it in the summer, you could hear it from like 3 blocks away. Would definitely recommend it. It's an awesome speaker. Next up here, I got my Beats I use occasionally. They're really good for whenever I'm just chilling on the couch, just streaming YouTube videos and just doing whatever homework on my Mac. If I'm just like coding or something like that, they're really comfortable and nice. Girlfriend gave them to me. They're really sick, and they are Bluetooth. So that's awesome. Next up here is my Udemy water bottle, which is the most like prized possession. I went to the Udemy conference in I flew down to San Francisco in the summer and I got to go check out this. They're technically a startup, but they're kind of huge right now. I wouldn't call them a startup anymore because they're a huge tech company, but they do online teaching. I'm actually an instructor on there. My second course will be, well, technically first course will be published there any day now, which is pretty sick. So check them out if you haven't already, if you want to learn how to code or anything like that. Anyway, moving on, let's jump right into my actual computer, which I've been putting off for a while now. So down below, this is my i7 2600K computer that I built when I was in the 7th grade or 8th grade, whatever. This thing is super old, but it definitely gets the job done. So i7 2600K running at about 3.4 gigahertz, I believe. 128 gig SSD with the OS, 3 terabytes of storage on my hard drive. As you guys know, recording footage takes up huge amounts of storage, so it's like a gig a minute. So I need a ton of storage on here, so 3 terabytes is more than enough, but I only got like, I think 200 gigs left, so I gotta clear it one of these days. It's got a GTX 560 Ti 448 core GPU. It's factory overclocked, so it's quick. You know, it gets the job done. It's nothing too fancy, but it's super old, but it still works, so I really can't complain. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is gonna be my Blue Yeti microphone. This thing is gorgeous. I got the Blackout edition. I also got it with a free copy of Assassin's Creed, which I still haven't played yet, unfortunately, but maybe I will one of these days. Anyway, so here's my Razer. I've got Razer on the head today, man, this is crazy. My Blue Yeti microphone, it's gorgeous, it's sick, it works incredibly well. As you guys know, I actually did a full review of it in my wow, that's getting weird now. Blue Yeti versus Blue Snowball comparison video. I compared both of them, and as you guys know, that the Blue Snowball has much better bang for your buck, and the Blue Yeti is just better quality in general. So they're both two really, really good options depending on what you're interested in. So this thing is absolutely insane. And now the thing I've been ignoring this entire time is going to be my MacBook Pro. It's 2017 edition. I got this over the summer, and this thing is absolutely unbelievable. So it's lightning fast. I actually don't even know what this tech specs is, which is really, really embarrassing because I usually love getting into that sort of stuff. 2.3 gigahertz Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. It's a really, really nice piece of machinery, and I love it. It's so, so nice to use. It's the most premium laptop experience I've ever really had, I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely would recommend using a MacBook nowadays. I would recommend buying used. The only thing that sucks about this laptop is that it was stupid expensive for what you got. Like, I'm paying $1,500 to $1,700 Canadian for a 128 gig SSD with only 2 USB ports and a 3.5mm audio jack on the other side. So sure, they're USB-C, but that doesn't make it worth 1,700 Canadian dollars. It's just absolutely absurd. It's absurdly expensive, but absurdly high quality. This thing is gorgeous, it's fun to use, I love using it on a daily basis, but yeah, it's kind of expensive, but it's the most premium computer I've ever owned without a doubt. Anyway, moving on, next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the piano. Probably makes most sense because this is probably like the elephant in the room. I've played piano for years, so when my parents got a new piano upstairs, I kind of just put this downstairs in my den here, and I just kind of play whenever I have some time. I've been playing since I was 7 years old, so the piano is a really, really nice addition to have down here because it's nice to just relax after a hard day of working and doing homework. I can just play some songs, whatever. It's quite chill. Another thing I kind of forgot to go over was going to be my fill lights. So these things are gorgeous. I got them off Amazon for $100 about a year ago. So pretty much it looks like I have an amateur porno like setup in my basement. I can assure you it's for tech videos, as you can probably tell. But how it works, it's pretty simple. I usually have my tripod back here. My tripod behind my monitors. I'll sit down on the red chair and I'll talk to the camera. The reason why I don't have these facing me and have them facing the wall instead is because they're super bright. There's no actual resistor on here. I can't adjust the brightness. So I display it on the wall, then the wall lights up my face, and then it looks really, really nice and even lighting. It's my best way to set up my room right now, looking at my size constraints and such. They work really well. Can't really complain. They were $100, which is an absurdly good deal. What I used to do is if you don't have the money to buy a expensive lighting setup like this, what you can use is you can actually use like a lamp, like just a household lamp. Like I put it behind the monitors. I used to put it, like spray the light onto the back wall or the wall in front of me. I used to sit here and I used to just face the wall. And that worked really, really well for me for like literally years. So that's another good like DIY option if you want to get the best lighting. Moving on, gonna have the book collection, which is kind of cool. So I love to read. I read about at least an hour a day of just something that I'm just like something of my own interest, not school related, but just something that I want to read. So in terms of like best books on here, these are all mainly just business and psychology. So best one, Deep Work by Cal Newport if you're in high school, university, whatever, and you want to stay more focused on your schoolwork, and if you actually want to if you really want to achieve a goal or get something done, read Deep Work. It's a great way to stay focused. It's got some really, really good tactics. Some really good advice and tips on there on how to stay focused on your goals and get stuff done super efficiently, which is really, really nice, considering everyone nowadays is so distracted, including myself. Next up, probably Little Book of Talent was really good. I got it as a gift, actually. It goes to show that people aren't actually born with talents. It's all learned. There's no such thing as someone being born with a gift. They just put in more time than you. Personally, I found that very motivational because it just means that I can get better at whatever I want to by just putting in the time and putting in more time than anyone else. How do you get good at something? It's a simple numbers game, really. So the more time you put in something, the better you get. So the Little Book of Talent by Daniel Cole, I would 10 out of 10 recommend. Another one I'm working on right now is Peak, a similar thing where the number of time put into something can actually result in you being better at it. There's no such thing as people being born with talent. Peak just reiterates that. It's a really, really good book. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And Black Hole Focus if you want to stay focused on your goals. It's more like Deep Work kind of, in the sense that it's kind of motivational, but at the same time it also teaches you how to just avoid distraction and such. So that's really good. Still want to read Side Hustle. Got it for Christmas. Haven't had time to read it yet. And this Neil deGrasse Tyson book was, well, I still want to read this one too. I got it for Christmas as well. Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. Apparently it was really, really good, but I just haven't been able to touch it yet, unfortunately. And Willpower was a great book too. Would have to recommend that one if you want to stay focused on your work. Kind of like Deep Work as well. Very similar like premise. Last thing, got some homework here, algorithms, whatever. I've been doing homework for ages. As you can probably tell, if some of you guys know anything about coding, this is some SQL queries on the wall. This is my study break right now. It's 8:30 at night and I gotta stay somewhat focused, but I gotta take a break before I lose my mind. So here's some random homework I've been working on today. That's fun. Pretty much sums it up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely drop a like rating down below. It means the world to me. I hope you stay subscribed for more future videos. This is kind of fun and casual to do because I haven't done one of these before. So I hope you did enjoy. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. It means the world. If you have any sort of suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments because I read them all. You guys know I like to answer them all. And just hit me up if you guys want to do any sort of collabs. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.